As back in today with another reaction to Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, this time with episode 2. It was a really fun at the start. I liked both of the segments last week. I haven't got quite the characters I haven't quite got the characters' names down just yet, but yeah, really enjoyed the kind of vibe of it. It was really chill, really sweet as well. So looking forward to seeing what these next couple kind of episodes in this one episode do have for us today. I think to be honest with you, it feels like the format they went with initially was maybe the better format for this, with the kind of shorter episodes perhaps. Seems to fit quite nicely. Yeah, he hasn't quite picked up on the fact that they're the same girl just yet. Her eyes opened. I think she noticed that he's a bit tired. Look at she. Yeah. I don't think it's your fault. It might sound. I didn't even mention this last week. I'm just now thinking about the scene where he didn't have any cigarettes. I didn't even mention. I didn't even think about this. They were right outside the shop. He probably could have just got in there and bought some, right? I imagine this place sells cigarettes. So that was one question I did have of like the cast. It does seem like there is going to be a bigger supporting cast than what we have now, but it did initially feel like it would just be kind of like these two characters. Oh, I wouldn't mind that at all. But yeah, judging from some of the visuals you see there, I think we need some side characters. Not out just yet. Eat your face full of smoke. Be careful with your eyes at that. hurts. Damn. Go straight for another one. Chain smoking back of the supermarket. Could not imagine that. That made her cry. Oh, what? That made her cry. Oh yeah. I mean, judging what we've seen in this place, that woman needs to shape up. Honestly, she's got a lot more coming than that. Probably. Probably. Does she smoke those small Vogue cigarettes? I had them a couple times, and they're not very fulfilling. So they're like thinner kind of cigarettes, and yeah, they don't really satiate the itch. To be honest, I didn't really like cigarettes like that either. They tasted a bit more well, they'd always go a bit faster. They'd always smoke a bit faster, but they'd taste well, depending on which ones you buy, always taste a bit more chemically, I guess. With a smile. So it is quite interesting to think about. I never had a job at a supermarket. So I did my first job was at a petrol station, a gas station for Americans out there. Which was somewhat similar. Because the in store it was like a bunch of like food and items and such, and people would just pay for their fuel and such as well. But I feel like the service is very different. I've never been to America or Asia. Um, However, I feel like the service, like in America, it's very much like service first. Like the service seems really good in America. I feel like the tipping culture has a hand to do with that, has a part to play in that. But in general, kind of from every video and such that I've seen, sorry about that, went off. It seems like every like interaction I've seen in that regard is like very much they put the customer first. It's always they're always so expressive and polite and like really lovely in America. Seemingly they're kind of like waiters and such. In Japan, it seems like they're all very in work mode. They're maybe not quite as outgoing for a kind of beneficial customer experience. However, they do really care about like the kind of formality of it, I guess. And so on. Whereas in the UK, I think it's a little bit more. You can tell the people kind of don't like their jobs. You could like you get a lot of very moody, very yeah, that type of like it's just very different work culture in the UK where it's again very much less like you can tell a lot of people like that hate their jobs and just like it's a job for them. The job's a job. They're not trying to do anything extra for the customer. They're just trying to get through the day. Um, and I feel like that's quite different from America. It's probably slightly similar to Japan if I was to compare the two, but even then, it still seems like quite far away from how the Japanese view their work. But yeah, that was what I was like in when I worked at the field. I've always been quite a polite person, but it was just like I really want to be doing that job, do that job because it's a job. I certainly wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be putting on any fake smiles. Whereas again, if I worked in Japan or America, I'd probably have to. Scared you? Lighting up again. Fucking hell, you guys. Guys are smokeaholics. Oh, I didn't even notice it was called Happy Corp. Yeah, perhaps that was just a bunch of like stuffed up stuff that came out during that moment because that was quite a weird thing to cry about. Ihito. What time is this setting? Because are they allowed to be smoking indoors like this? There we go. Like the normal. What about that 50% off? Should be on stars. I guess this place doesn't sell cigarettes. So it gets them from elsewhere. Okay, first time meeting the manager. Oh, there she is. Oh, we're not going to see. Oh dear. Somebody's crying. Definitely taking some liberties with the subtitles here, aren't they? I noticed that earlier. Jesus. Fucking hell. Well, she could speak. Oh, really? She got a complaint. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. That's the thing. As a smoker, when I used to smoke, you don't notice that you smell of cigarettes. Yeah. Now that I've quit, like the smell is very much a lot more potent of like where people have been smoking or someone that has just had a cigarette. Like I never used to be able to tell if someone just like had a cigarette, but now that I've quit, it's very easy to tell if someone's just had a cigarette when you speak to them or get like somewhat close to them. Um, so I mentioned earlier about like the workplaces. Japan is very much a kind of smellless society. So I know it sounds weird, but like their deodorants and stuff, they go for non-smelling deodorants rather than something that smells nice. So it kind of makes sense that that is the complaint. Um, again, in the UK, you'd probably never get complained to about this. People just don't care enough, to be honest. But it always feels bad having a complaint. I'm not sure I've ever had a complaint, to be honest, about me specifically at any work. I've had my complaints, that's for damn sure. I've certainly complained myself, but I think as I said, I'm always like try to be quite polite whenever I did work at like, the office and such. I was always a very like people pleaser, so I don't think I ever had any complaints about me, thankfully. Yeah, what would you do to remedy this then? I mean, nothing is a good option. Maybe smoke where somewhere it's a bit windy, perhaps. So the smoke doesn't linger on you when you're closed or something. Look good, bro. That leather jacket, little too small for him, but so it kind of suits him. You know, he looked pretty good in a similar style to her, actually. I feel like they've got a few piercings, a few tattoos. I think it'd actually suit that pretty well. Would you? Why? Why's that? I bet they got like a IBS or something, maybe. I don't drink coffee or tea. It just, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of either, but it just, if I do, just kind of go straight through me. I usually need the toilet like straight after. I don't mind a cup of tea, but gosh, fuck knows when the last time I had a cup of tea was maybe 10, 15 years ago. Oh crap! Oh crap! She's talking like, I don't think he, yeah, I don't think you need to answer that question, to be honest. Too flustered to even ask it. Very good. Best friends. That's really good to not see, to hear. I imagine that's really nice for her to hear that he cares about her. Good. Good. Yeah, I really love the tone in the show. So sweet, isn't it? It's really like chilled sweet, lack of any kind of better words. You'll be here in spirit. And his hair, by the way. The cherry blossom. Some old geezer's head. She, how would you call that? It's like an innocent mischievousness. Oh, so she only just came out? Okay. As I said a minute ago, I won't bother sorting out of time. I've got like 30 seconds left. I was going to say a minute ago, even if she, I assumed that she just finished, and even if she did just finish, some people would be like, "Oh, wouldn't you be able to smell it on her?" As I said, as a smoker yourself, you be quite dense to the fact that she just smoked a cigarette, especially if you smoked one in a relatively recent kind of time span. So he wouldn't have been able to tell if she did just smoke one. She might have, I don't know, but I think she only just got out here to have a smoke. To be fair, judging from this, sure is, isn't it? Oh, I don't know. She's playing it pretty well, to be fair. And she is playing it pretty well. Like, yes, he is a little bit dense, but she does a good job of being two different people. I do wonder when he will find out, though. So, are they meant to be like a pack of Marlboros they smoke? To be fair, that was probably they're probably one of my favorite. Were one of my favorite cigarette types, Marlboro Reds. But yeah, another sweet episode today, wasn't it? Another sweet episode. Getting slightly closer, showing each other that they care about. Well, that's the thing. They kind of showed each other they cared about each other, but they were just kind of showing that he cared about the other her. If you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's a funny situation because I mean he really likes the cashier, but what if he ends up falling in love with the smoker outside? I mean it'd be awesome if he's fell in love with both of them because then it's like your best of both worlds. But how would you feel if someone fell in love with one side of you and not the other? That would be pretty awkward, I think, right? I wouldn't be sure how to feel about that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, really nice episode yet again here. Got the complaint, which no big deal. Obviously, he had a bit of an issue with this newbie. Crazy. Like I think again, I think it's more so that she didn't just cry at that. It's probably a bunch of stuff as a new worker here. Bunch of stuff just kind of bundled up, and that was the kind of tipping point, I guess. Um, but yeah, nice to see them kind of reassure each other, be there for each other, and kind of come to yeah, just some really cute scenes again. Not too much to talk about, to be honest. Just like, this is just a really sweet, easy time to like watch, isn't it? Really easy watch, just like really chill and lovely. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what we got in episode 3. Let me know you guys thought about this one though in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you guys next week with episode 3.